Everyone. How is everybody doing? My name is Tammy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tammy Davis, and I am a master clinical aromatherapist. I'm doing this presentation this way as opposed to talking to you and just making it a talking head, um, because just to do things differently. If you're new, thanks for tuning in. I think you're going to really, hopefully you'll appreciate this. What I'm about to present to you is not it's not necessarily I'm not suggesting that people go out and get the vaccine, nor am I going to sit here and tell you not to get the vaccine. That's your decision. um, as it goes with any vaccine, whether we're talking about COVID-19 or the flu or shingles or measles or what have you. It's a really good thing to prepare your body for the vaccine. And the reason I say that, if anybody has noticed in the news or seen on a lot of the social media, the different types of side effects that are being reported with the COVID-19 vaccine. Um, again, this is not a presentation that is telling you to go get it. What I'm offering is a suggestion that if your decision is to get the vaccine, if you haven't already gotten it, to use these oils first for a minimum of 2 weeks prior to going to getting your vaccine. And again, some of the side effects have included Bell's palsy. I've seen other neurological disorders appear. The reports come back stating that, well, the questions are being asked, has the person been highly stressed? And although as offended as people seem to be getting by the questions, because of course we live in a very stressful time, um, it really, I don't feel like the question's being asked appropriately. The more, it's not even a question. It's not even a question. It, I would prefer as a professional that the statement would be made that this is in a direct influence on the stress response, that the stress response has been triggered. The other evening I was, and a lot of what brings this up, the reason I'm even presenting this at this point is I participated in a program the other night with the Institute for Functional Medicine, with a group of physicians that were talking about the very concept of getting the vaccine and how to work with their patients, in regards to getting them ready for this. And I thought, you know what, the best thing I could do is offer up the idea of using oils. Because I know there's a lot of people that want to get the vaccine, but then when we start hearing about all the side effects, and then we're concerned about, because some of our friends and our neighbors are saying we shouldn't go get it. And I, my own personal opinion is not everybody needs to get it. Not all of us get the flu shot. Not all of us get shingles shots, so we don't necessarily have to go get this. I feel like this needs to remain a personal option. And even if you're not going to get the vaccine, it would be wise to actually use these oils, again, because of the stress response. So therefore, like I said, getting a vaccination does in fact stimulate the stress system. Okay, this is an actual system. The stress system is real. Let me re-emphasize that. The stress system is an acknowledged system in the body. I've actually written about it, and I'll make sure to include a link to that post so that you can read up on the chemistry that takes place, the chemical shifts that take place in the body when the stress system is activated. And this is occurring due to environmental factors, which includes vaccinations. This is occurring due to personal care products and body care products, and the inundation of chemicals that we're applying to our bodies and consuming. Because, mind you, the skin does absorb. In fact, products are produced at this point based on the chemistry of plant constituents, because a number of plant constituents increase tissue permeability. Well, that's a boon for personal care products, because if they can increase tissue permeability, your body absorbs it even more rapidly than, just by applying it. So what we put on our bodies, what we consume, Highly processed foods and packaged materials, they contain chemicals. These are going to influence the stress system or affect and activate the stress system. And then there, of course, is the mental and emotional distress. And the more activated our financial system or our economy becomes, just, yeah, the cultural climate at this point um, is hard on everybody, including our children. And whether your children are involved with the news or not, as soon as you turn on the internet, they're seeing things. There's headlines that when I was a child, I would never have even seen, because why? Well, we didn't have the internet. We had newspapers, and I could care less about the newspapers. I liked my books. Newspapers were dirty. The only thing I liked newspapers for was to get my silly putty out there and make copies of what, just pick out that was fun to do. But beyond that, I wanted the comic strip, or I wanted nothing to do with the newspaper. I paid no attention to the headlines. Today, the headlines are being, broadcast all over the place. And so, needless to say, the mental and emotional distress, because our kids do not understand what's going on, they cannot understand why adults are acting the way they are. It's frightening times. All of this will compound the stress system. Therefore, whether you get the vaccination or not, it's advisable to use these 4 essential oils, because, and I will explain why per each oil. Yes, there are additional slides. Pardon me. So that was a rather long introduction, but I really want to underscore the fact that the stress system is in fact involved with this. And the more activated, the more cortisol that is in the system, the greater the risk of the changes that are going to the stress system being leading to serious complications. So the idea here is to de-escalate that, to relieve that, in order to provide your system with a better response, a healthier response. Keep in mind, though, when I was listening to these physicians the other night when we were in there, one of the things that was stated is that it's natural to develop a fever, a slight fever, maybe get kind of achy and headachy. Those are normal immune reactions to a vaccine. It's the other complications that we're seeing that the whole purpose to this is to avoid that from happening. So with that said, we will start with the first one. Sandalwood from Mysore, India. So this is otherwise known as Santalum album. Okay, there's different types of sandalwood. So I really, really want to emphasize here, you need to know what kind of oil it is. You just don't go pick up something that says sandalwood. If you don't see Santalum album on there, or sandalwood from India on there, you aren't you if you don't see anything other than just sandalwood, you have no idea what's in that bottle. Sandalwood is oftentimes adulterated with chemicals from cedarwood, and they may be synthesized, they may be just removed from the cedarwood oils and inserted into the just basically cut with cedarwood. This will alter this alters the chemistry, and you're not going to have the kind of oil that you actually need for what we're talking about here, for helping to stabilize the body. So therefore, this particular sandalwood, the Santalum album, is very high in a constituent called santalol. It has 3 different versions of the santalol, which is necessary for helping the body to make better use of the estrogen. Estrogen is a primary signaling molecule. We know it as a reproductive hormone. At the same time, it also activates the autonomic nervous system. It signals the stress system to begin doing what it needs to do, to begin making the shifts. This is also linked to high aromatase issues that lead to obviously breast cancer and then prostate cancer, as well as autoimmune disorders. Aromatase is not limited to breast cancer. They're finding that it is a chemical, and again, you can read more about that in my blog post, but it is a chemical that is produced to help regulate cortisol. in the body. So the best thing that you can do is to begin using this. I would suggest using sandalwood 2 to 3 times a day. Like I said, up to 2 weeks, be at least 2 weeks prior to getting a vaccination. Again, if you're not going to get the vaccine, you still want to do this for this very reason, because it helps your body to better use estrogen. You might be wondering, why am I suggesting this? Because estrogen, again, is a primary signaling molecule that activates the stress response. And we have an environment full of phytoestrogens just in our foods alone. We have essential oils being promoted out the wazoo that have estrogenic like qualities to them. Estrogenic simply means that the chemical is acting like estrogen in the body. It doesn't produce estrogen, it acts like estrogen in the body. And this is what includes with soy. So anything that is acting like an estrogen, and that's what a phytoestrogen does, if the body is not metabolizing estrogen properly, then you're going to have this higher activation going on. So therefore, using something like sandalwood, Mysore from Mysore, India, makes a huge difference in the way the body's actually responding to estrogen. Turmeric. Turmeric is great. Oh, by the way, sandalwood also supports immune function. Turmeric is great for inflammation, as we know. It also has antimicrobial qualities to it. An antimicrobial property does not kill these microbes. It helps the body to neutralize this by supporting immune function and helping the body to eliminate excess microbes. So the turmeric really helps with this in this manner. It also supports digestion as well as immune function. That is the reason why this one is included in this lot. Carrot seed oil, those little carrot seeds. Anyway, carrot seed oil, again, for immune function, but more specifically for lymph system. The more stressed the body is, or the longer the body has been stressed, the more stagnant the lymph system. This is one big reason why physical activity is promoted, because the lymph system does not have a pump like the cardiovascular system does. So therefore, the muscles must move the lymph. And in order to keep it flowing, there's a number of essential oils that support lymph function. Carrot seed oil, in this case, is your best option, because up until this point, all three of these oils can be mixed with any medication. That's a very important thing for me to say again. All of the oils that I'm suggesting here work with most medications, if not all medications. I think the next one might have some concerns with it, but I'm not really. We're not going to go there because I don't think it's that big of an issue, truthfully. So, but the carrot seed oil, like I said, I'm suggesting it here for the very specific reason for the lymph system, and the reason for that is if you're not accustomed to using essential oils on a daily basis, like regular personal care, like in the morning, in the afternoon, and again in the evening, literally using it on your body, not consuming it by mouth. That's a whole nother video, but on your body, you are going to run the risk of some sort of reaction in the sense of like a sensitivity. If you want to learn more about sensitivities, please tune in to the Synergessence Facebook page or join Revolutionary Aromatherapy on Facebook. I have going to be going live or doing a video this coming Wednesday, the 24th of February, on just that, sensitivities. And so to avoid that, you want to start off with smaller amounts and work your way up just to make sure that your body has a decent response to that. So carrot seed oil is it's very effective for lymph and should really do well in helping to keep your system moving and stable. Our final oil is cypress and Cupressus sempervirens. How did that sound, huh? This particular cypress is exceptionally good for supporting the hormonal system. It's also very good for moving fluids throughout the body, and supports the kidneys, which is the other aspect, because when you're moving lymph, you got to be able to flush it and protect the kidneys. So cypress is added to this lot again for that very reason, but it also, of course, has antimicrobial properties, but again, and as well as supporting the hormonal system. So beyond that, I'm going to include links to some of the posts that I was referencing and invite you to join me at either Revolutionary Aromatherapy or the Synergessence page. I don't post the same things. The Revolutionary Aromatherapy gets more into specifics about oils, so please join me there. If you haven't already joined my email list, go to synergessence.com and sign up there. Big things are happening in my world that I intend on sharing with all of you. So I look forward to doing that. In the meantime, let me know if you have any questions about this, comment down below. And I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care.